What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you about 𝗪𝗓𝗧𝗛. This isn't a stock that I do typically cover, but I see a lot of people online saying that this is a squeeze. So I wanted to go over some of the data points, what shorts are doing today, and everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So right now, it is up 15.7%. Absolutely kick-ass day. 55.92 the low, 64.20 the high, and a lot of good volume. So 66.7 million shares being traded, 42.9 is the average. For those of you that are new to the channel, I always like to go over where volume is coming from, whether it be algorithmic trading, just artificially pumping up a stock, or the market, or if you're truly having a big money buy. And based on the secondary market, these are all the transactions being done so far, and then the dark pool, which is absolutely on fire today. It does go to show that there is legitimate buying occurring from big institutions. So definitely positive to see in that regard. So let me know your viewpoint on that. But aside from that though, what really kickstarted the nice push higher today was CPI. So both month over month and year over year did come in a little bit lower than the forecast. So this was the second report of that occurring. So this is phenomenal data. And aside from that, I think now the next big catalyst is just Powell cutting rates. So based on everything, big money is FOMOing into the market, and they're looking for value plays. And when it comes down to 𝗪𝗓𝗧𝗛, I've not really been that big of a fan, in all honesty and transparency, but a lot of individuals out there absolutely love this stock and think it is going to be a 100, 200x from these prices. So potentially this is why, again, big money might be getting in, because people's appetite for risk is increasing, and that is obviously apparent based on the fear and greed index being under the greed category, and most likely early tomorrow it'll be under the extreme greed category. So people's appetite for risk is increasing, and this is why you're seeing a lot of attention on stocks such as 𝗪𝗓𝗧𝗛. But like I said at the very beginning, a lot of people are saying that this is right now going through a short squeeze, and that's not necessarily the case. At the time of doing this video, shorts are increasing 392,000 shares. 34.56% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 67.25 million shares. Even kind of zooming out, shorts are really doubling down, and it recently at 37.62% was at an all-time high. So on May the 6th, that's been the highest that this has ever been at for the short interest. So definitely interesting to see. Hopefully this does go through a kind of a short squeeze. DTC, on a side note, is 1.84 days. So that is directly correlated with the overall volume. But even looking at this teal line right here, you do see shorts basically have been increasing throughout the whole day. So definitely something to keep in mind. So if this momentum does continue, then you could possibly see a squeeze. One thing that did come out though, that I think is also adding a certain level of FOMO today, is this. Trump mentioned that the markets will go higher. And I think a lot of individuals have not listened to him in the past, and now they're finally learning, like, hey, if he says that they're going to go higher, they're going to go higher. Or if he says buy, you just stop what you're doing and buy any available stock. And again, a lot of people think that this stock is a 100, 200x. So this is where a lot of big money is kind of focusing. Aside from all that though, analysts are somewhat torn. And I feel like Wall Street right now is very kind of lacking on the disruptive companies. So a lot of innovative companies, they're very hesitant on. So even based on the most recent earnings, you have a by city, Daniel, who has a 44% success rating, a $30 sell. Then you also have a 39, 26. So you're not really seeing full on optimism. You're seeing some level of hesitation, even coming from analysts. The highest rating right now, or from their recent earnings, was $68. That was Canaccord, and analyst has a 48% success rating. Then you had 61, Needham, Ryan, who has a 48% success rating. So as a consensus over the last 3 months, $45.54, and that does represent a negative 28.43% downside. So kind of interesting to see. So I feel like if this stock does continue to kick ass and really move higher, then you could see maybe analysts start to get to maybe the triple digit or whatever else. So let me know your viewpoint on that in the comments below. Moving over to options. So I'll give you a quick overview of everything. So 83 million in calls, 31 million in puts, 49% of all the options being done today are optimistic in nature. And so that's definitely good to see. Very high stuff. So 164 million so far in total premiums by markets closing in 30 minutes. So probably we'll settle roughly around that 180. But 114 on Friday, or I guess yesterday, and then 64 the day before. So definitely good to see. Based on the bulls, you are seeing a consensus for it to be roughly around that $70 to $75 range. And then for the bears, you are seeing a consensus for it to kind of pull back to roughly around that $52 to $55 range. So definitely a lot more upside is anticipated. Currently though, with it at 63.40, it is trading between this R3 and this R2. So 50.18 is going to be a key support. I don't really see that being touched anytime soon. Next strong target could be that 77.11, and that would be a new all-time high and for the stock. So definitely things could get very real very fast. On the actual chart, there's not really much negative things to bring up aside from the fact that it is rather overbought. And so potentially that means if there is a negative thing that does come out, you could see a little bit of a pullback, but that obviously happened this time around in February when it did have that crazy pullback. But at the end of the day, this stock is maybe a good place to potentially buy. Let me know your viewpoint on all of that. How high do you see it going? Do you see this as a squeeze play? Do you legitimately believe in this company going to 100x, or is this just more of a hype stock? What's your kind of general thoughts on all that? And if you do want me to cover this more kind of frequently, let me know in the comments below as well. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon. I give buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, many of which have been absolutely on point, so definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.